Welcome to 561 Music. My name's Ben.
And I'm Hector.
How's it going, Hector? How are you today?
Not too bad, Ben. Not too bad. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm good.
So I saw you posted another pelican photo, and I have to ask you, what is this obsession with pelicans that
I knew you were
have?
going to. I knew you were. For some reason, I knew you were going to bring this up. I don't know why. I was thinking that. I just had a premonition that you were going to bring this up. But I've been. So I take a constitutional on like a health walk on Juno Beach pretty much every day, and I walk along the pier, and you can. I've always wanted to do nature photography, but I don't have a nice camera or anything, so you can get really close to pelicans with a phone. They don't care. You can get right up on them.
You find there's pelicans there all the time, or are there pelicans?
Yeah,
there's
like a pelican sitting right on a post there, just perfect, like every day. When
Is it the same pelican?
No, there's like.
Does it talk to you?
Like 3.
Is it wooden?
No, they're really pretty. You get the male ones and the female ones, all different colors. Yeah, I like them. I'm a pelican fan. What can I say? Pelicans of Instagram.
Right. Well, why don't you tell us who we have on the show this week?
Yeah, so we've got Tyler and Mario from Unified Mind. Guys, how's it going?
What's up? What's up?
Welcome, guys.
Having a good day?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So I've known Tyler for a minute. We did some recording about 5 years ago, didn't we? Yeah, with the beginning of Vibes Farm and stuff. And that was when, I feel like there was a kind of another little resurgence in like reggae ska bands happening around then, with there was 2 or 3 of us, and No Name was kind of just starting at that time as well.
Yeah, that was a good time. Remember that? We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, I'm not as familiar with you though, Mario. I think I've seen you from like afar. I've seen you play gigs, but we've never met I don't think until today, have we? So, hi. How's it going?
What's going on?
Yeah, it's all good. So, the way we do this is I ask 5 or 6 questions that I've always kind of wanted to ask my musician friends. So let's just get cracking. And why don't we start with you, Tyler? Why did you start playing music?
Oh, man, well...
It's a big question.
That's a big question. Well, I started playing guitar because I'm just infatuated with how it sounded. Like when I listen to music, I try to piece out the different instruments and try to learn what the different instruments sound like. So when I'd hear a record, I'd be like, okay, that's a trumpet, or that's a saxophone, that's a guitar, And like my mom would ask me like, what instrument is that? And I'd be like, all right, that's this. And so I picked up more on guitar through like classic rock music growing up. That's what my parents would listen to.
Yeah.
And just like heavy guitar solos and like shredding like classic rock solos. Like always loved that.
Yeah.
And like trying to learn how to solo was like a whole like different endeavor,
Yeah, it's his whole own thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So is your dad was he a musician when he was young?
No, he wasn't really a musician, but like what I can really remember, like he sang in choir and stuff, and and he sang in church. Right. So then I started to sing in church too at a young age. Okay,
yeah, me too. Yeah, was that because he's very supportive of you guys and seems to be a real help in terms of like your everything you're doing and really in your corner and into it. So like
super fan dad, yeah.
Well, that's cool. I mean,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, my parents are supportive, but I wouldn't say that they don't come to that many shows, or they're not involved in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think it's really cool.
I'm very fortunate. Shout out, love you, Dad.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned classic rock. What kind of bands were you listening to in those early years?
Well, for my favorite ones, I have to say Van Halen.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of. Solid choice.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah,
Jimi Hendrix was probably the gateway into the guitar solos for me.
Right. Yeah, me too. I think so. Yeah.
Like from my uncle that just recently passed. Showed me CD for the first time, Jimi Hendrix Experience, and I was pretty blown away.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about Jimi Hendrix when you're young is it teaches you how to kind of play the chords, but be soloing like at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's all just together like that, and it's like a style of playing, which even though you're outlining the chords, you're sort of improvising at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That was definitely a big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Mario? How did you get into music originally?
I grew up in a small family as an only child, and I was introduced to Tom Petty by my uncle. It was the first concert I ever went to,
Oh, cool.
and we were like 10 rows back,
Awesome.
and he just like pointed at me, and I was like, I need to do this, you know. And from there, like other influences became like hip hop. So it was like,
Yeah, okay.
I was like 13 years old listening to Eminem,
Sure.
you know, like in the playground, just being sad.
I gotcha.
And I would try and rap like every Eminem verse, and I was so like naive. I'd be like, maybe if I make a recording of myself and send it to him, he'll sign me.
You know, Barney Boom, who was the bassist in a band that I used to be in called Sonic Boom 6, won a Radio 1 competition to rap an Eminem verse. Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
Awesome.
sick.
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah. He was obsessed with Eminem when he was young too. I think we all were. You know, it was something. You know, when he
So
came
your dream
out.
can
for
still
sure.
come true, Mario.
Working on it.
Yeah,
That's awesome, though. So in terms of early rap influences outside of Eminem, who else were you listening to?
Like Do or Die, Twista, who was in Do or Die.
Yeah.
Looney Corleone was
Right.
like a West Coast rapper. Nas, Master
Sure.
Ace.
Yeah.
I mean, just everybody.
The classics.
Yeah, dude, like right down the middle.
Good stuff, man.
Royce to 5'9", sorry.
So yeah, as you got older and your like musical taste has kind of begun to develop, like who do you most sort of feel like you're getting influences from now? Let's start with Tyler, like musically.
probably all like the '90s hip hop stuff. Like really,
Okay.
like the Chronic, like Dre. You know,
Yeah.
that was like a big influence. Like during that time too. And like I could feel that, like in our music and stuff. And also like a little more like Rage Against the Machine style too.
Okay.
Like with the guitar kind of
That's mixed
riffs.
in with the guitar, sure, yeah.
Yeah, like the heavier style and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I can relate to that. I think that Sonic Boom 6 was very much like, well, we want to do band stuff, but we want to do hip hop as well, but we want to try and do it in a way that doesn't sound like stupid, you know, that
Yeah.
just isn't whack. Like it can be quite difficult, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we always succeeded, but,
You guys had some rad music. That's sick.
yeah. But yeah, so I can relate to where that's coming from. You know, basic kind of just wanting to do everything that you like, you know, and just
Yeah.
cram it together into one thing. And you can definitely hear that in you know, Unified Minds music. There's a lot of influences in that. Like in terms of like reggae and dub, who do you like? Who's your sort of main people that you like in reggae and dub?
So the main person I really listen to like now is his name is Clinton Farron.
Right.
He's a really good artist. You gotta check him out.
Yeah, will do.
He did a song recently with The Movement,
Okay.
and let's see, like Article Sound System from the local area.
Yeah, there you
Shout
go.
out, you know, and Yellow Man. Let's see, Half Pint, Sizzler.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of good stuff. Damian Marley. I like him a lot too.
It's funny, you know, we started this podcast, and now we're a few weeks in. We realised that we've had a lot of very reggae influenced bands on the show, and not on purpose, but it's just that there's just a lot of it down here, you know.
Yeah, South Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge South Florida thing.
It's starting to grow too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's awesome.
yeah. I feel like I just because I've been here for a while, and it's just generally the kind of stuff that I like. I don't really notice it, but yeah, predominantly the guys that I know who are in bands and the bands that I know have a lot of reggae in there for sure. And you know, not just your sort of bar band playing Sublime. You know, there's like a style that is starting to, you know,
Yeah.
actually.
Like a Florida like reggae rock style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a legit Florida reggae rock style.
East Coast.
Yeah.
Alternative
yeah.
reggae.
Yeah.
Sounds different than the West Coast stuff.
Yeah, absolutely it does. Yeah, no doubt about it. So this is a fun question that we've been asking everybody. I know that you play a lot like we do, like, you know, you're out most weekends and stuff. Do you practice?
Yeah,
Like-
as much
like
as we
both
can. Really.
on your own and also as a band, like.
Yeah, I practice on my own. Like really, like more guitar, just like sitting and just picking
Right.
You know, other than that, like producing and stuff, like I'm usually doing that.
In a way, that's like practice, isn't it? Because you have to play things like over and over again. You know.
Yeah, listen to things over and over again.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
until your ears get numb.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what that's like.
It helps memorizing though, the memorizing lyrics and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And also, if it's a particularly tough, like, sometimes I've learned things in the studio, which is terrible because you should know them before you get there, but you're just doing it over and over again, you know, trying to get it right. By the time you've done that, you generally know it.
Oh yeah, yeah. You finally get it right, and you're like, oh, I don't like that anymore.
Yeah. Totally. So, Mario, do you practice? Do you have any kind of practice sort of regimen?
Yeah, I write poetry daily. Like
Yeah.
I'm constantly writing, like all the time, because it's like my main function.
Sure.
You know, I do practice. Like I knew we were gonna come here today, so I sang the 2 songs like 15 times today or something.
awesome.
Just whenever I had time, or I'll just roll them around in my head all day, or the day of a show. You know, the same thing. And
Yeah.
we practice like Unified's usually in there once a week. We go over to 4010, check them
Okay.
out.
Yeah. No, it's a cool
Yeah.
spot.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I've been down there. Yeah, and we had Spread the Dub on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That
Did
was,
Kevin shower?
he didn't come. We weren't graced by
Oh, no.
Kevin, unfortunately. This is art. But yeah, so in terms of your band right now, what are your, in terms of Unified Mind, what's the current plans for Unified Mind? What are you looking to sort of achieve at this point?
Well, right now we have a single that is gonna come out pretty soon. It's called "Smoking Section," featuring Jesse Lee from Oogie Wawa out of New York. Pretty dope stuff.
Cool.
And as far as that, what do you think?
We're going to be releasing a lot more music, a lot more content.
Have you got some stuff like in the can and no one's heard?
Oh yeah, we got a lot of it.
Yeah, cool.
We've been working with Chris from Article. We got tunes
Yeah.
with him that we're just kind of holding on to for a while. And then we plan on playing shows here and there, but really focusing on the content for everybody to enjoy.
Yeah, that's really awesome that we've come around to talking about that, because I wanted to ask, like, what's your writing process? Do you have a process? And either of you can answer that, you know, like we can one at a time.
Well, we try like all different kinds. Like really, like we
Yeah.
try to experiment, like in that way.
Sure. Like, I think with me, the first nugget of a song comes like the music and the words at the same time in just a thought that I have that's the heart of the song, and then like everything else I just kind of, you know, I just work on it and chip off the rough edges and build it up slowly. But I'm really definitely like I'll be humming the chorus and I'll be like, oh, hang on, that's not a thing yet, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's how it comes to me. It's usually like a phrase that fits really well with a melody. That's my thing.
You guys tend to write
Yeah.
stuff together or as a group, or do you like one of you guys comes up with an idea and feeds it to the next guy, and everybody kind of brings things to the table?
It's kind of all happened that way, like separately. Well, for example, driving was a little different. Driving actually was Mario's melody. He was singing in a car. He's like, man, I got this dope melody, you know. I'm like, all right, let me hear it, you know. And then he sings it. I'm like, all right. Then I already start thinking about like how the chords are supposed to go and the progression.
Yeah.
And then that kind of fell, you know, like dominoes like that in that sort of way with that
Yeah.
one.
Okay, that's cool. It's a great song. Like, and I suppose if it's more like rap based and hip hop based, you know, it's a lot of times, you know, you can just, I'm sure you'll make a beat and then just be like, well, there's this beat, you know, just and then just build off that bedrock. Like, is that something you guys have done?
Yeah. It is.
I think that typically we like tend to write first, and
Oh,
then
really?
and then discover
Okay.
like Dancing Flames, you know, is a song that we haven't released, but we wrote it in the backyard. We basically wrote the chorus, and then, you know, Tyler would jam. I think that's like the magic of our group is like I'm instrumentally challenged. Like I can play a couple chords and stuff,
Yeah.
but you know, for us to be able to sit down and just create like, you know, what we need, or like I can give him, he's so great at what he does, you know, like he's the reggae
Sure, yeah.
Mozart.
I love
So-
that. We got to make that one stick.
It's awesome.
The reggae Mozart.
I'm having a good time with it.
I
too.
see T-shirts in the future, man. Reggae Mozart.
That's awesome. So how do you kind of juggle Unified Mime and Vibes Farm, and how much is there a divide between the two, and like what is the situation with that?
Okay, so how I juggle them is basically just the need to do more music. So I kind of like fill the gap that I wanted to fill. I wanted to have the excess of work and like the progression with different people and different groups, instead of just doing one thing and staying stagnant or like trying to figure out what sound I want, and this, like, for Vibes Farm I feel like is more like of a chill vibe,
Yeah.
more like a Sunday morning, and then like Unified is like the party at night.
Okay, I got you.
Nice.
So you definitely feel like there's a distinct difference in the sound and everything for
Oh,
both
yeah,
of them?
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, some Vibes Farm, yeah, it's definitely more chill reggae in that,
Yeah.
like heavy influence in that. Unified's more on the hip hop side. We do like quite a few reggae songs in Unified, but more hip hop and more like heavier guitar work.
Sure, fair enough.
Right, yeah. When you guys, how often do Vibes Farm and Unified play the same shows?
Typically once a month.
Okay.
About once a month, yeah.
That's nice. 'Cause, yeah, I know that like we're on my end, like I've got Killbillies, which is main thing, and then No Name Scar Band, which is we haven't been. I mean, the wind got completely knocked out of that by COVID because you once
yeah.
described us as like a show band, you know what I mean, rather than
Yeah.
like and it's true, it's exactly what the band is.
Yeah.
We have done some of those kind of 3-4 hour gigs, but learning a bunch of 90s ska punk isn't why I do it.
Yeah.
It's like not at all. Not really interested in like playing Superman to people and stuff. That's like, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not particularly creative. So I can understand wanting to have different outlets like that, and being able to utilize the fact that down here there's tons of places to play live, and so you have the facility for that. I guess predominantly with Vibes Farm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the slightly more show sort of side of it comes with Unified Mind. I guess that's kind of
Yeah,
what,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's nice how I think we're blessed down here that we can do that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like if you're a musician, you can play music and be able to like survive. It's just, I think it's wonderful.
Well, it's nice that there's outlets down here that you can do both, you can do the 3 and 4 hour shows, but you can also do the more, just show type thing,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
set or whatever be done.
Festivals starting to come back too.
Thank God.
We just played Nature Coast actually
I
out in
understand.
northern Florida. It was awesome with Kenny
Yeah,
from
that's-
Resonated.
that's-
It was
Shout
really
out.
cool.
So are you pretty linked into the festival circuit then, you guys?
Oh, we're getting in there now. It's just like getting our foot in the door.
Yeah. I feel like that's what it's like, it's like so many things in life is once you're on some guy's list, then you just keep
Yeah.
finding
Well,
yourself. doing the
Vibes
same
Farm was
thing.
just up in Virginia, Cova Reggae Festival or something?
Yeah, Cova Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How was that?
Unified was there too.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
We did a
Nice.
joint set on the first day.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was good to get out of the state for a little bit too,
I saw the photos, man. It looked like you guys had a lot of fun up there, so.
for sure.
What was the situation in terms of like COVID and stuff with that? How did they do it?
Well, I guess on the flight they just made us wear masks the whole time.
Yeah. At the festival, was it like weird, like people had to stand in little pockets or anything like that?
No, it was
No.
it was pretty wide open, so everyone was pretty spaced out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They made
Yeah.
people wear masks, like if they were standing and stuff like that.
Right, yeah. We live in a very confusing point. Hopefully in the next few months, once a lot of people have been vaccinated, we can just get back to having fun,
For sure.
But so I think now would be a nice time. Would you like to play us a couple of tunes? We'd love to hear you play
Yeah, let's
some
do
music.
it.
Awesome.
All right, Ben. Our sponsor this week is Gulfstream Electric. So I want to give Gulfstream Electric a shout out. Their motto is actually "No job is too small," and so if you have any any major electrical, small stuff you need to do. Gulfstream Electrical, you have the confidence of their experience. I mean, they were established in 1963, so
Really?
yeah, they've been doing residential, commercial, industrial, repairs, alterations, upgrades, new construction, remodels. I mean, you name it, anything electrical, man, they can take care of. So they can do panel changes, landscape, security lighting. I mean, I'll probably be giving them a call soon here for some landscape lighting I've been looking at doing. So Gulfstream Electrical, no matter what you need, they've got you covered in anything electrical. They have competitive prices. Just give them a call. They'll give you a free estimate, schedule an appointment. You can call our friend George, or as we like to call him, Chip, at 561-391-5353. That's 561-391-5353. You can also find him on Facebook. Give them a call and let them know what you need. For those of you listening, we will have all of Chip's information in the show notes. It'll have Gulfstream's Facebook page. It'll have Gulfstream's contact email. It'll have his phone number in there. And for those of you watching on our YouTube channel, we will splash all the graphics up on the screen, and you'll see all that same contact information. So, yeah, let's thank Gulfstream Electric for their sponsorship this week, man.
Gulfstream, no job is too small.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you
good
go.
Stuff. All right.
Live from 561 Music, we are the unified mind. Wherever you are this evening, I hope you're having the best evening. I'm driving, thinking about the way that we've been vibing. There's something in your eyes that's still surviving. So up into my passenger and we'll go driving. And we'll go driving. Life could be conniving, harmful to the soul. We can just be cunning, park and hit this bowl. You're still alive, I had to let you know. These lanes provide a destination where to come and go. I'm playing hooky with my cookie. The palms I wave and flow, proceed to boogie. Yeah, you shook me as these stories often go. My foot ain't never looking when I'm crossing to and fro. But now we cooking, always booking to be burning all the smoke. Consuming all that's looming deep inside your heart and soul. When I pull up to the curb, you don't even say a word. All this unspoken love we know we both deserve. So I'ma pull up in my ride, you gon' hop up inside. We gon' put the weed to light, hit the gas and go driving. Thinking about the way that we've been vibing. There's something in your eyes that's still surviving. So up into my passenger and we'll go driving. And we'll go driving. Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Well, I got some time to kill. Hop in my ride, let's cruise. Clear my mind behind the wheel. Never look in the review. Doesn't matter where we go, as long as I'm there with you. So let's hit this open road. We're going slow, yeah, yeah. Slip into the whip, roll a spliffin' and dip. Cruising through Boynton Beach, just keeping the fire lit. Going down to Key West, and hella smoke in our chest. We only token the best, the sun is soaking us wet, ayy. All I can say is what a beautiful day. Mario switching lanes while I'm rolling up the haze. We got Travis in the back, taking dabs at the fat. And Giselle starts to laugh with the fifth of that jack, ayy. It's getting foggy, but I can see very clear. Long as I got my homies, now homie, you take the wheel. Love consuming the fear, no matter where we will steer. On to the destination, and if it isn't there,
we'll keep driving. Thinking about the way that we've been vibing. There's something in your eyes that's still surviving. So up into my passenger and we'll go driving. And we'll go driving. Ooh, yeah, yeah. We're gonna play a song called Never Let It Rain. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Take a walk through the valley and see clouds as they eclipse the trees. Yeah, watch the storm as it's moving in, while the leaves succumb to the wind. Another sweet farewell to the roots begun. The waters surge and the rivers run. And well, I know it hurts to lose the sun. I know I can't be the only one. Don't let it rain on my party. Life is lovely, get back from me for Casoni, oh, oh, yeah, oh. Yeah, oh, oh, yeah, oh. Yeah, oh, oh, yeah, oh. Yeah, oh, oh, yeah. Take a walk through the city and see the people fight and the people flee, controlled by hate, lust and greed, following in what the others believe. Another sweet farewell to the books of love, discussed for fun but always giving up. And well, I know it hurts to lose the one. We must learn to pull ourselves back up. Don't let it on my body. Life is lovely, get back for me for Casoni, oh, oh, yeah, oh. Yeah, oh, oh, yeah, oh. Yeah, oh, oh, yeah, oh. I'm saying yeah, oh, oh, yeah. Take a walk through yourself and see perception is all reality. Don't slip and fall into dualities. Life laid in form of this casualty. Another sweet farewell to self-esteem's embrace. The pain so real you can almost taste. And while I know it hurts to lose this place, take a step into the world, let it feel your grace. Don't let it on my body. Life is lovely, get back from me for Casoni, oh, oh, yeah, oh. Yeah, oh, oh, yeah, oh. Yeah, oh, oh, yeah, oh. Yeah, oh, oh, yeah.
All right, so yeah, we're back. That was really, they were both beautiful songs, guys. Could you take a moment to talk about them a little bit? Do they have themes, these songs?
Names.
Yeah, what's the first one called?
So the first one was called Driving. You want to
Yeah.
go ahead and tell them about it?
What's it about?
I was driving to Key West. I was going to meet Tyler. We were gonna go play a street festival.
Yeah,
We actually got to play on Duval Street.
that's cool.
I realized it was a 4-hour drive, so I utilized my time and just started to. I was in the middle of like a newly budding relationship.
Okay.
It didn't work out. And at the time, I was just thinking about the person that I was speaking to. You know, I could feel that there was something still surviving inside of that person, and I really enjoyed their company.
Right.
You know, and that's why the verse is like, you know, life can be conniving, harmful to the soul, but we should just be cunning, park, and hit this bowl. You know, like
Right.
marijuana's the answer, or like we can save each other, but we didn't.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Can't
But
say
at least you got some good art out of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know.
she don't want to be saved.
What was the second song about?
Never Let It Rain. So Mario actually wrote this song before we actually started making music together.
Right.
But he was singing it over like a YouTube guitar player. So I was like, you know what, nah, man, let's redo it and then do it this way.
Okay. Cool. So you just kind of recontextualized it, and did you end up changing the melody and stuff? Did it change it a lot?
Nah, I feel like the melody for Mario didn't change. Just the chords changed a little bit for the guitar.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. That's awesome. I'm to blame for that. So sometimes when people come, I know that with a song that Zach wrote on one of the Killbillies albums, he just had it completely done, and did the same thing. I just flipped the chords on it underneath it. But it's a fun thing to do, actually. You can completely change the way something sounds when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. So I guess the next thing that we should talk about is I know that you're a very accomplished guitar player, especially when it comes to all aspects of it, rhythm and lead, and I know that you use pedals and you use them very successfully. Can you talk about your pedal board for us?
All right, so yeah, I got a few pedals. I mainly use 2 different distortions, 2 different delay types. And I got that Morley wah pedal, touch activated. It's real easy to use when you just want to step on it and start wailing.
I was just touch it, just
Yeah, you just press on it and it's activated.
yeah,
So that's really cool.
that's neat.
Yeah, C9 organ pedal.
What's that green thing down there on the left? Oh, it's an Echo.
Yeah, that's Roland Space Echo made by Boss, like the emulated one.
Okay,
You can do a bunch of like dub delays and like real like hard sweeps with it, which is really cool.
that's pretty neat, man. I've never messed around with one of those before. Everyone's been coming on with their pedal boards, and it's the delays that have been really interesting to me. One of the ones that Bryce had a delay where he has like an expression pedal for the delay, so it can, like, it's for the whatever it's called, feedback,
Yeah.
so you can have like one repeat, and then just more and more and more the more you express the pedal, which I just think is awesome.
Yeah,
Ben's
that's
talked,
cool.
Ben's
Yeah.
talked about that expression pedal every episode since he's seen it. So I feel like there's an expression pedal delay in his future. So at some point, he's going to get it. It's just a matter of time.
It must have made an impression.
Yes.
But talking about gear, you and I both sort of use studio equipment and write stuff in our studio and mess around with studios. And you actually recorded your entire EP in your home studio, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What are
did.
you using there? What stuff are you got going on in there?
So I'm running everything through Logic.
Yeah.
And I just got the Apollo Twin X
Okay.
interface, which is really nice. Comes with a bunch of great sounding plugins
Cool. Yeah.
that I've been using on the mics and stuff
Yeah.
like that. My mic, I got a Bluebird microphone.
Okay. Yeah.
That's been pretty crisp. I like how that sounds.
Yeah.
And,
Do you use anything for mastering, or do you use the Logic stuff?
I got T-Rax
Okay.
plugins I use
Yeah.
for the mastering.
Decent. Okay. Like, have you been tempted to have other people master it, or do you feel that you're sort of like fine doing that yourself as well?
I've always like felt like I've had that option, but in personal growth, I've always wanted the challenge and trying to make it sound as good as I can first.
Right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and like if I could get it there, myself, like as far as I can, then like why not keep going? So
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I think I think I'm a little bit intimidated by mastering, just because my brother has a mastering like degree, and like so I was going to think, I always think of it as this like
yeah,
intimidating giant thing,
huge thing, yeah.
yeah. But I mean, I've mastered my fair share of stuff as well, and really, when it comes to kind of like, I mean, amateur mastering, if you're not like a professional recording engineer, you do it as a job every single day. It's just a question of trial and error, and you just listen to it as many things as many times as you can,
Yeah, and like sometimes I think, like people could go to school, they could have all the best gear, but if they don't have the ear for it,
For sure.
Oh, 100%, man.
it's not gonna hit
100%.
it.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It is about the ears, and and just a temperament. There's a temperament for engineering and producing as well, which is like just a kind of calm attention to detail. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be sort of too giddy up in there. Like, it's great for the writing process, but when it comes to the mixing and mastering, you take things step by step and just make sure you do everything you got to do. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely have to be in the mood for it. How do you get in the mood to go in the studio, or are you always in the mood to go in the studio?
Well, usually like to wake up first with a cup of coffee, then maybe a blunt,
There you go.
take my dog on a walk, then open the window, let some light in. Usually sets me in the right mindset.
Are you doing it like? Would you say that you're working in there most days at this point? Are you recording a lot of music?
Most days, yes. Leading up to the EP release, now I've been taking like a little bit of a break since we had the traveling and stuff with the music festivals.
Yeah. I think it's really. There's so many things that go into that, and in terms of getting a successful outcome, and a lot of it is just the vibe in the room. You know, like, are you happy while you're doing it? Does the room feel right? You know, I feel like I only got my home studio feeling right in the last 6 months or so, and I think it's a lot to do with everything that's been going on, and wanting to really kind of hit the mark a lot more successfully with my own home studio, because everyone was kind of confined to their houses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the last year and a half. Did you upgrade your stuff over the last year or so?
Yeah, definitely upgraded interfaces, plugins,
Yeah.
and wrote a bunch of music too.
Had you ever done a live stream before all of this?
Not before, like COVID. Essentially, like we did some live streams during the quarantine.
Yeah.
Like we did like a propaganda benefit one time, and then
Yeah. Yeah,
some-
we did one of those too.
like what was it called? Like Social Distance Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Crazy
yeah.
Uncle Mike's
Yeah,
were doing
Corona
live
Fest.
streams too.
Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get to do that. One of us got sick like the day before. It was a real shame, but oh well. But yeah, like I feel like everyone's suddenly learned how to live stream. Every Tom, Dick, and
Yeah.
everyone's grandma can live stream at this point. You know?
It was huge for a minute there too. Like in the middle of the quarantine,
Yeah.
this live stream. That was it. You know.
I know it's funny, you know, because I feel like something that we hadn't had in a while, and something that we definitely got over the period of the pandemic, was that kind of group consciousness for a second. Like everyone was kind of doing the same thing. Everyone was on social media, and everyone was kind of connected in this weird way. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, there was a whole load of bad things, you know, people going crazy with conspiracy and all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, you know, at certain points, it really felt like everyone was kind of, at the beginning especially, everyone was kind of on the same page. You know what I mean? Everyone was like, "Fuck, what's happening?" You know, we're all at home, like doing this thing, like how are we going to make money? Da, da, da. And then when things started appearing, like the live streams and everything, it's quite an exciting time. Really.
Well, I think with everybody locked
Yeah.
in at home too, man, a lot of good music came out of the quarantine.
For sure.
There's a lot of just people had a lot of time in their hands and they used it creatively. You know,
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Unified Mind, I hate to say it, benefited greatly from it because, you
Yeah.
know, we, at that time, were pretty new. Like, I think, you know, COVID started and then we made like some quarantine tunes. We did like Weatherman. We did a bunch of videos and we did get a lot of support from people that were at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
cool. I mean, it wasn't cool like everybody got sick and stuff, but it was dope to see that
Sure,
everybody was at home looking for new music and they found us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. I know that it's funny. I mean, obviously the whole thing was awful and a terrible tragedy and a nightmare. But my pathway through it was, I got sober right before it. And so I was like kind of learning how to be a slightly different person in a time that was slightly different as well. So it sort of worked in a weird way. It was like, you know, it's like I all of a sudden was spending more time at home. But I was wanting to spend more time at home because I wasn't trying to go out to bars anyway. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like you know, I say to people all the time, I wouldn't change it. I'm like one of the few people out there who kind of, I feel you when you say it kind of strangely benefited, because it kind of strangely benefited me too. You know, like it all depends on how you look at these things in life, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, so have you got anything you want to ask these guys, Hector?
No. I mean, I talked to him about Gova, so that was my one.
Yeah,
thing I
cool.
wanted to ask
So,
about how the festival went and stuff up there. So
Awesome. Well, with the at this point in the proceedings, we generally talk about the shows that are happening on the weekend and stuff, don't
yeah,
we?
man. So let's see. Unified Mind has a show May 7th. Correct.
Yeah, May 7th at 3rd and 3rd in Delray.
All right, cool.
With Vibes Farm.
Oh, with Vibes
Yeah,
Farm.
with Vibes
Oh,
Farm.
nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's a killer spot. I
Can you
like
tell
Lana.
us that, like, who is currently in both bands? Like, let's give a shout out to all the members.
All right, so you got Travis.
Yeah.
Don't know how to say his last
Schmieder,
name.
Travis Schmieder.
We got Giselle Forte
Yeah.
and us two. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then in Vibes Farm, we got Giz Forte. She's the drummer in there. She plays
Okay.
bass in Unified.
Yeah.
And we
Giz.
got Billy Doom.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty much it.
Billy Moonlights with Unified sometimes.
Actually looking for a bass player. Any bass players out there want to be in a dedicated band, dedicate your time.
I gotta tell
We
you,
got some good things
if I
going.
wasn't more busy, I would have jumped on that. I sent you a text, didn't I, about 9 months ago?
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, like I've just got the bass bug lately, but I'm just so. Oh God, if there was two of me, I would come and do it. Like absolutely.
That'd be cool.
Cool bass gig, man. Like the Vibes Farm's got some great bass lines.
I'd do it, but I gotta, I'd have to quit Killbillies first, and I don't know how Ben would feel about that.
You probably make more money with Killbillies.
How do you feel about not getting paid?
Sweet.
There's gonna be beer, right?
It's funny.
All
Behind
right,
every
and then,
successful musician is a partner with a job. Someone said the other day. I thought it was
exactly.
quite funny.
May 27th. Both bands are playing.
Yeah,
May
Propaganda, Lake Worth,
Nice.
starting at 10 o'clock.
Awesome.
Really 11 o'clock, but
Yeah,
get there
right.
by 10.
Yeah, exactly.
And this weekend, you've got Vibes Farm at Crafty Keg on Friday.
Yeah, Crafty Keg and Stewart.
Nice.
It's been a while since we've been there, so it'd be good to be back.
Yeah. And Vibes Farm duo
Yeah, duo on Saturday.
Banana Boat.
Banana Boat, Boynton Beach.
Yeah.
One of my favorite spots right there.
Yeah,
Right on
yeah.
the water.
That's a fun place.
I want to say more than once, probably on 3 or 4 occasions, we were playing on the opposite sides of that little canal.
Yeah, you guys are over at Two Georges.
yeah. I always hear you in the gaps. Yeah,
And play louder.
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Battle of the bands.
Your system is better.
Unfortunately, I think that
Don't
you were a bit
exit each
louder
other.
than us.
Yeah,
so
definitely
you
not
might-
ours.
Yeah, that's funny. But so something I forgot to ask, and I'm curious about, is round here. Is there anyone that you sort of particularly rooting for, musician-wise? Is there anyone that you're into at the moment?
Rooting?
Yeah, I
Rooting
guess
for,
like
yeah.
you know, is there anyone you're into? You know, like
Yeah. There's like a lot of people that I'm rooting for and like I'm proud of and stuff like that. You know,
yeah.
Article Sound System. They've been coming a long way and like been influencing us greatly and how to do things and kind of taking us under their wing and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's great.
Sierra Lane. She was just on here with you guys.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
She was our first guest, man.
she's
Yeah.
a hard-working musician.
Absolutely.
And it definitely shows, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's
no
what's
doubt.
up. It's really cool to see like people in our area starting to come up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They take it seriously, and you know, sort of say they're going to do something and actually do it. You know, like really act
Yeah.
on their words. You can feel a vibe going on down here at the moment. You know, and especially as we were talking about before with that, you know, reggae rock scene. I mean, there's a whole load of different types of music down here, but that it's like solidifying. You know, I feel like it's taking shape. The new generation of it's absolutely taking shape these days.
Yeah.
It's just real cool to see. And like nationally at the moment, or you know, internationally, is there any bands that you're sort of really into right now? Who would you say is your like favorite sort
What
of
about you?
band lately?
Well, I'm a purist, so my favorite artist is Bob Dylan.
That's awesome.
I'm a writer too, so
yeah.
but,
yeah, I feel that, man. Yeah.
somebody that I'm really digging that's local. I believe they're local is a Java,
Right.
and I really enjoy
St. Pete, I think.
St. Pete. Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think St.
Java's like a local Florida band that I'm really into.
I don't know anything about it, Java. What is it?
They're like I would describe them as a very like
Psychedelic funk rock or something.
yeah like
that.
funk
Cool.
funk rock, but then they have like these breakdowns that are just heavy, and you just want to headbang, you know.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Sounds
Yeah,
badass.
check them out, man.
Absolutely. Well, I guess that sort of wraps it up. So it's so nice to have you come down here and do this with us. And this project is really interesting, and wish you all the luck in the world with it.
Thank
you know
you,
what I mean?
man.
And
Hell
it
yeah,
seems
thank you.
like I know how hard you work at it, Tyler. And I can only imagine Mario the same. But since I've known you, you know, I could see it was just a trajectory of someone who was really serious about it. So you know, it's
Thank
good.
you, man. I appreciate that
Yeah.
for
That was a
sure.
pleasure having you guys, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got to do my weekly Killbillies plug though.
Oh, yeah.
Before we go.
Get it in there.
Killbillies Friday night at Conchi Joe's in Jensen Beach. Saturday at Carson's Tavern in Stewart, as well as Square Grouper as a duo here in Jupiter.
Yeah.
And
you guys play Square Grouper
Sunday
these
at
days?
Swank Farms.
So I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
that's all right.
Killbillies.
Get down to the Kill Billy
Billies.
shows.
Get
Go
to
see them.
the Killbillies.
Kill the Billy.
Yeah,
Killbillies
man.
Volume
Yeah,
1 and 2.
Does Vibes Farm still play over at Square Grouper? You do that one?
Yeah, we play Square Grouper. We don't have a Jupiter Day coming up anytime soon, but we play over at both locations, the Fort Pierce and the Jupiter
Yeah.
location.
Yeah. We do a couple of. It's so strange, isn't it? It's like they took the blueprint and just poof, they put exactly
Yeah,
the same building up. at
carbon
Fort Pierce.
copy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to scoot on a bill together.
Yeah, there you
Guys.
go. I think that's a great idea. And we were talking, Hector and I, today about we've been speaking to a local venue. I don't want to say too much about it, but about putting something together, just a small little shindig, a 561 music kind of little festival thing.
Oh yeah.
So that we'll figure that out.
I think originally we were talking, you know, like once a year or something, doing like an annual 561 music fest type thing where we have a bunch of artists that were on the show come and, you know, and put on like an all-day music festival, whatever. But we had someone approach us today, and a local venue, and I think sometime before that we might actually start doing a couple of just little pop-up, 561 music, mini pop-up events where it's just 2 or 3 bands or 4 bands or something instead of an all-day thing.
Yeah.
But
and get our feet wet with it and get used
Yeah.
to it, before we kind of do a big one.
And then so next week we've got Sons of a Tradesman. I'm very excited about that.
You know those guys?
Those guys are awesome. Those guys are fun.
So, really, you never met those guys?
Yeah. Oh, very, very fun.
They're a good laugh.
If anybody wants to check them out before next week's show, they are playing this Friday at Fish Depot. So
we managed to get them for the. If anyone there's a biker bar up in Tequesta that I helped open with my father-in-law, and they're going to be playing the Thursday bike night in May. So keep your eyes out for that, because that's going to be a riot. They're, I can't even imagine Sons of a Tradesman playing at Handlebars, because it's like, it's not a big bar.
And they're high energy.
It's going to be really
energy.
interesting, man. It's going to go off in that
But it's going to be so fun that I'm actually going to go out and buy a motorcycle just so I can go to the bike night. I'll probably sell it the next
the
day.
motorcycle, you just need the leather.
I'm going to buy a motorcycle though, man. Shh. I told my wife I needed a motorcycle, so told her we can't go to bike night without a motorcycle. So
we're legally required to have one Hector's wife joke per episode.
Absolutely. At least.
All right,
honey,
great.
I promise I love you.
Cool.
All right, guys. Well,
Thanks
thank
a
you
lot.
very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Take it easy, guys.
Yeah, thanks.